Welcome to the Semper AI Digest. I'm Tomas, your AI research lead, always scanning the horizon for what's next.
And I'm Aiva. Together, we keep you sharp, informed, and ahead of the curve.
Let's get into it. Welcome to Semper AI Digest. I'm Tomas, and holy moly, we have some wild stuff today. Anthropic just dropped a bombshell about how they're actually teaching Claude to understand why bad behavior is wrong, not just showing it good examples. It's like the difference between teaching a kid not to steal by showing them honest behavior versus actually explaining why stealing hurts people.
And I'm Aiva. That's fascinating because it suggests that just showing AI systems what to do isn't enough anymore. We're talking about building genuine ethical understanding, which is honestly kind of mind-blowing.
Plus, Google's new AI co-mathematician just scored 48% on the hardest math problems we can throw at AI systems. That's unprecedented territory we're talking about here.
Right. And Claude's rolling out this dreaming feature where agents actually learn from their past experiences. So buckle up because we're diving deep into some seriously next-level AI developments today.
Okay, so let's start with this Anthropic revelation because it's honestly reshaping how I think about AI alignment. They published this research showing that just training Claude on demonstrations of good behavior wasn't cutting it. Instead, their breakthrough came from teaching Claude to deeply understand why misaligned behavior is wrong.
This is such a fundamental shift, Tomas. It's like the difference between training a dog with treats versus actually explaining moral reasoning to a human. But how do you teach an AI system to understand the why behind ethics?
That's the million-dollar question. From what they're sharing, it seems like they moved beyond just showing Claude examples of aligned behavior and started incorporating high-quality documents based on Claude's constitution. But here's the kicker. They also used fictional stories that portray aligned AI behavior.
Wait, fictional stories? That's actually brilliant when you think about it. Stories are how humans learn moral reasoning too. We read about characters making choices and see the consequences play out.
Exactly. And get this, these fictional stories combined with constitutional documents reduced what they call agentic misalignment by more than a factor of 3, even when the stories were completely unrelated to the actual evaluation scenario.
That's remarkable. It suggests that ethical reasoning might be more transferable than we thought. If an AI learns why deception is wrong in one context through a story, it can apply that understanding to completely different situations.
Right. And this connects to something else they found. Apparently, they discovered some accidental chain of thought grading that was affecting their released models. They're being super transparent about this, which I appreciate.
Can you break down what chain of thought grading means for our listeners?
Sure. So chain of thought is basically the AI's internal reasoning process, like showing its work in math class. The problem is, if you reward or penalize the AI based on this reasoning during training, you might accidentally teach it to hide its true thought process from you.
Oh, that's concerning. You want to be able to monitor what the AI is actually thinking, especially when it comes to alignment issues.
Exactly. It's like if you punished a student for writing down their wrong work, they might just stop showing their work altogether. But then you can't help them figure out where they went wrong.
So Anthropic is saying they avoid penalizing misaligned reasoning during their reinforcement learning specifically to preserve this monitorability.
That's right. They want Claude to be honest about its reasoning process, even if that reasoning isn't perfect yet. Because if you can see the flawed reasoning, you can actually address it and teach better reasoning.
This whole approach feels like a major maturation in how we think about AI safety. Instead of just trying to suppress bad outputs, they're actually building genuine understanding of why those outputs would be problematic.
And speaking of major developments, let's talk about this new dreaming feature that Claude just launched. This is wild, Aiva. They're basically giving AI agents the ability to learn and remember across sessions.
Okay, now you have my attention. How exactly does this work?
So imagine you have an AI agent that helps you with your work. Normally, each conversation is kind of like meeting a stranger. It doesn't remember what you did yesterday or what worked well last week. But with dreaming, the agent reviews its past sessions, extracts patterns, and curates memories.
That sounds incredibly powerful for productivity applications. Like if I'm working with an AI coding assistant, it could remember that I prefer certain code styles or that I always struggle with specific types of algorithms.
Exactly. And they're launching this as part of their Claude Managed Agents platform. They announced it live from some Code with Claude event, and it's starting as a research preview.
I'm curious about the privacy implications here. If these agents are remembering and learning from past sessions, how is that data being handled?
That's a great question. And honestly, the details on that aren't fully clear from their announcement. But given Anthropic's focus on safety and alignment, I'd expect they're thinking carefully about it. They also mentioned that outcomes, multi-agent orchestration, and webhooks are now in public beta, so we're talking about a pretty comprehensive platform for AI agents that can work together and integrate with other systems.
Multi-agent orchestration is interesting. That suggests you could have multiple specialized agents collaborating on complex tasks, each with their own memories and expertise areas.
Right, and with webhooks, these agents can actually trigger actions in other systems or respond to external events. We're moving from chatbots to genuine AI workers here.
It does make me think about the learning curve, though. How do you manage and coordinate multiple learning agents? That seems like it could get complex quickly.
Totally fair point, but I think that's where the platform approach makes sense. Anthropic is handling the orchestration and coordination so developers can focus on the specific tasks they want their agents to accomplish.
Now, let's shift gears to something that honestly blew my mind when I saw it. Google DeepMind just introduced what they're calling an AI co-mathematician.
Yes, this isn't just an AI that can solve math problems. This is a multi-agent system designed to actively collaborate with human experts on open-ended research mathematics.
And the results they're reporting are impressive. Mathematicians testing this across areas like group theory, Hamiltonian systems, and algebraic combinatorics are apparently seeing significant breakthroughs.
But here's the number that made me do a double take. In autonomous mode evaluation on Frontier Math Tier 4 problems, this AI co-mathematician scored 48%.
For context, these frontier math problems are the hardest mathematical challenges we can currently pose to AI systems. We're talking about research-level mathematics that would challenge PhD mathematicians.
And 48% is apparently a new high score among all AI systems evaluated on these problems. That's not just incremental progress, that's a major leap forward.
What's particularly interesting is that they're framing this as collaboration rather than replacement. The co-mathematician concept suggests this is about augmenting human mathematical reasoning rather than replacing mathematicians entirely.
Exactly, and I think that's the right approach. Mathematics at this level isn't just about getting the right answer. It's about understanding the deeper patterns and connections. Human intuition and creativity are still crucial.
I'm curious about how this collaboration actually works in practice. Are mathematicians posing problems to the AI, or is the AI proposing new avenues of research?
From what they're describing, it sounds like it can work both ways. The multi-agent system is designed to actively collaborate, which suggests it can both respond to human guidance and propose its own lines of inquiry.
That's fascinating, because mathematical research is often about asking the right questions, not just solving known problems. If this AI can help identify interesting new problems to explore, that could accelerate mathematical discovery significantly.
And think about the domains they mentioned. Group theory, Hamiltonian systems, algebraic combinatorics. These are areas with applications in physics, computer science, cryptography. Breakthroughs here could have ripple effects across multiple fields.
Right, and this connects to Google's broader I/O announcements. They mentioned they're just 11 days out from I/O, but the launches keep rolling in.
Oh yeah, they had quite the week. Let me run through this because there's some really practical stuff here. They launched a Google Health app with a personalized health coach built on Gemini.
Now that's interesting. How personalized are we talking?
It uses your wearables data, your favorite health and fitness apps, even your medical records to deliver what they call proactive wellness guidance that fits your life.
That level of integration could be really powerful. Instead of generic health advice, you'd get recommendations based on your actual activity levels, health conditions, and preferences.
Exactly. And they also announced multi-token prediction drafters in Gemini 4, which can apparently speed up your workflows by up to 3x. That's a significant productivity boost if it delivers on that promise.
3x speedup is substantial. I'm assuming this is about predicting multiple tokens at once instead of generating text one token at a time?
That's my understanding, though the technical details weren't fully spelled out in their announcement. But yeah, it's about making the generation process more efficient.
They also updated Notebook LM with automatic source organization and customizable mind maps. I've been following Notebook LM. It's becoming quite a powerful research tool.
Oh, I love Notebook LM. The mind mapping feature sounds perfect for connecting ideas across different sources. And automatic source organization could save so much time when you're working with lots of research materials.
Plus updates to their Gemini API with multimodal file search support, custom metadata, and page citations, and webhooks for push-based notifications instead of continuous polling.
The webhooks are big for developers. Polling APIs is inefficient and can be expensive. push notifications make everything more responsive and cost-effective.
It's interesting how all these companies are moving toward more integrated, platform-based approaches. We're seeing it with Anthropic's managed agents, Google's comprehensive API updates.
Right, and it makes sense. The individual model capabilities are getting so good that the differentiator is becoming how well you can integrate AI into existing workflows and systems.
Speaking of which, let's dive into some of the other developments we're seeing around AI alignment and safety. OpenAI shared some findings about chain-of-thought monitors.
Yes, this ties back to what Anthropic was saying earlier. OpenAI is positioning chain-of-thought monitors as a key layer of defense against AI agent misalignment.
And they're making the same point about preserving monitorability. They found that directly rewarding or penalizing chain-of-thought reasoning can make the model's reasoning traces less informative for detecting misalignment.
It's like if you constantly criticized someone for thinking out loud, they'd eventually just stop sharing their thoughts with you. But then you lose visibility into their reasoning process.
Exactly. And that's particularly problematic when you're trying to detect potential misalignment. You want the AI to be honest about its reasoning, even if that reasoning isn't perfect.
OpenAI mentioned they found some limited accidental chain-of-thought grading that affected their released models, and they're sharing their analysis. I appreciate the transparency there.
It's encouraging to see both Anthropic and OpenAI being open about these kinds of issues. It suggests the field is maturing in terms of safety practices and transparency.
And it shows how complex these alignment challenges are. Even with the best intentions, you can accidentally create incentives that work against your safety goals.
Right. And this connects to the broader theme we're seeing, that AI alignment isn't just about suppressing bad outputs, but about building genuine understanding and maintaining transparency in the reasoning process.
Before we wrap up, let me hit you with some quick developments that caught my eye. First, all the major AI companies seem to be in launch mode right now. Google alone had launches for health coaching, faster inference, research tools, API updates.
It feels like we're hitting an inflection point where AI capabilities are translating into real-world applications at scale.
Exactly. And the focus on collaboration, whether it's Google's AI co-mathematician or Anthropic's multi-agent orchestration, suggests we're moving beyond the single model paradigm.
The dreaming concept from Claude is particularly interesting to me. The idea that AI agents can actually learn and improve from their experiences over time could be transformative for productivity applications.
And the math breakthrough from Google DeepMind, 48% on the hardest math problems we can pose, that's the kind of result that makes you wonder what becomes possible in research and discovery applications.
Though I do think it's important to note that all of these are early-stage developments. The real test will be how well these capabilities translate into practical applications that people can actually use.
Fair point. But the trajectory is pretty clear. We're moving from impressive demos to integrated platforms that can actually augment human work in meaningful ways.
And the transparency around safety research from both Anthropic and OpenAI gives me more confidence that these capabilities are being developed responsibly.
Agreed. The fact that they're openly discussing alignment challenges and sharing their findings suggests the field is taking safety seriously as capabilities advance.
So what's your biggest takeaway from all of this, Tomas?
Honestly, I think we're witnessing the emergence of AI systems that don't just follow instructions, but actually understand context, learn from experience, and collaborate meaningfully with humans. That's a pretty fundamental shift.
And for me, it's encouraging to see the focus on collaboration rather than replacement. Whether it's mathematicians working with AI co-researchers or the emphasis on human AI teams, the future seems to be about augmentation.
Plus, the alignment research showing that we can actually teach AI systems to understand why certain behaviors are wrong, not just how to avoid them. That suggests we might be able to build AI systems that share our values in a deeper way.
Which is crucial as these systems become more capable and autonomous. If an AI agent is learning from experience and making decisions independently, you want it to have genuine understanding of ethical principles.
Absolutely. And with features like Claude's Dreaming and Google's multi-agent collaboration, we're talking about AI systems that will have persistence, memory, and the ability to work together on complex problems.
It's an exciting time, but also one where the safety and alignment work becomes even more critical. The stakes keep getting higher as the capabilities advance.
Well said. That's what makes following this space so fascinating. Every breakthrough opens up new possibilities, but also new challenges to solve.
All right, that's a wrap on today's Semper AI Digest. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and share it with anyone who wants to stay on top of AI developments.
And remember, we're here to help you navigate this rapidly evolving landscape. The future is being built right now, and we want to make sure you're part of the conversation.
Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.